Hello everyone and welcome to the Craftytuts Knitting and Crochet podcast. I am Mary and I am the designer and blogger behind Craftytuts.com. Today I have a lot of things to show you. I have new books, I have new markers, I have yarn, I have finished objects, and a few work in progress. The first finished object I want to show you is the set that I'm wearing right now, and it's called Pompolicious. And I will insert a couple of pictures so you can see it better too. It's a crochet set, and as you can see is a hat and a scarf. The scarf has 2 pompons and the hat has 1 pompon as well. You can wear it a little bit of a slouchy hat, but not too much, or you can double the brim and make it really fitted. This comes in various sizes. I have adult and teenager, since it's almost pretty much the same size, child, and also toddler size, and it's the same. The scarf is also adjusted for the sizes. Let me take this off so I can show it a little bit better. It's quite long and you can give it many goes around your neck, or you can double it up, make a loop, wear it like that, and as you can see it has a pointed end and then it's followed by a pompon, and it's the same in the other side, exact same. And it has a little bit of a lace, as you can see it has openings. So it's more of a project for fall rather than winter because it has openings. But if you live in a place that the winter is not so cold like here in Alaska, you can still get away using this, like maybe Texas or Florida. Any places like that that doesn't get so cold, you can still use it for winter. Project, I use knit picked yarn. And I still have a skein remaining, so I can show you of this wonderful variegated yarn, and you can see how it works out. Box full of things that I want to show you, and I have some other things here too. I have a lot of new books that I got. So let me start with a couple of finished objects. There is a new baby in the family. She's my niece, and I decided to knit her and crochet something. So I knitted her a hat and I crocheted her a pair of slippers. And as you can see, they go together. I do not have the pattern for this ready, but I can make one for you if you want. It's very simple, kind of like ballerinas. And for this one, I just use a free pattern that is available at the Craftytuts blog. And is the basic hat, or basic knitted hat, because I have a version for crochet, basic crochet hats as well. And the only difference is that I show in a solid color in the blog and on my channel. But I decided to play with the colors and just knit 1 row of the purple, 1 row of the pink, and just 1 and 1. And I did it after I finished the brim, because I find the brim to work a little bit harder to change. I didn't want it to make it any hard for me to finish, so I just finished the knit 2, purl 2 brim. And then when I just had to worry about knitting, then is when I made the color changes, and of course a little pom-pom because it's so cute and it is a baby hat. So, I mean, if adults can wear pom-poms, baby needs pom-poms. And again, I decided to knit something for her and crochet something else, so I made this little beautiful little set that I think is so cute. And I was just waiting to record another episode so I can finally send it, and I made it bigger just because I didn't know when I was going to send it, and also because I seen all the pictures. She got so many presents for a baby shower that I'm sure she has more than enough newborn sizes, so I made this set a 1-year-old size so she can grow into it and have it ready, and then it doesn't matter if I take a little bit to sand it because it will take a year for when she actually is gonna wear it. Okay, and something else, I bought 2 big skein of yarn because I want to make slip covers for throw pillows, and I started, here is what I have so far, is still very little, but it's gonna start as a just simple for the back, then it's gonna get more decorative in the middle, and then it's gonna do in the back again, so you can just knit it in one piece. First I wanted to do 2 squares and sew it together with a zipper, but I realized that not every knitter is a sewer, so I wanted to make it a little bit easier for everyone. Then I thought, well, maybe leave the zipper out and still make the 2 squares, but then to wash it out you will have to wash all the pillow and everything, and this way it's not only easier because you don't have to do 2 sides, it's just only one, and then you do the construction, but also you can still remove it because it's gonna, oh, doesn't matter, it's gonna have like flaps, and I'll show you once is getting it. So I'm gonna make one white and one black because I really love everything that's monochromatic and black and white. Something else that I got is I got markers from Little Bit of Delights. And let me show you, I had 2 little boxes. And the first one is actually a present that she sent me. I did not buy this one. And is a little unicorn cake. Look how cute it is. Look how cute it is. 3 little markers. And I'll show you one by one. I got them all in a big size because I'm starting to use bigger needles. But you can have it in a smaller size, the jump ring. She also offers jump rings for 10 millimeters and smaller. And she also offers clasps for like progress keepers or crochet, because crochet, you cannot use this kind for crochet. And this is a little unicorn frappuccino that, if you remember, it was very popular. This is the Starbucks unicorn frappuccino. You can see the colors and the glitter, and it's just so adorable. Next I have a summer treat, and it's just a little popsicle with white taken in it. Tell me how cute is that? Just adorable. And even this, look at all the detail it has. Tiny little. And my favorite from this batch, I love them all, but this one is really my favorite. Pumpkin pie. Look how cute is that? Ah, I could eat it. Even has like little whipped cream. It's just so cute. That's a little treat I got for myself and to mark my stitches. Again, you should check her out. She is Amanda from Little Bit of Delights, and you can find her on her blog littlebitofdelights.com or on Instagram under the same name. She carries beautiful stuff. I have all these knitting books. Look at me. Alright, so first I have the alternate stitch dictionary, and it has 200 motifs for I want to say it Fair Isle, but I guess it's just color work, and it also has a couple of patterns. So here you can see some of the stitches. Probably can't show them all for copyright reasons, I'm not sure, but I think a couple will be okay. And let me find one of the patterns as well, just so you have an idea. I mean, look at this. Look how pretty that is. Obviously, I bought it for the Stitch Dictionary, and so I can have inspirations for my own designs, but the patterns are so lovely that I might end up making some of them too, who knows. Next, I got the Wood Smoke collection that knit picks, and it has cable sweaters and cable hats. It's everything about cables. Every single project has some form of cables around it, and it's just so pretty. I'll show you another. Again, really pretty, and I'm not sure when I'm gonna knit any of them, but I just love cables so much, and I want to knit one of the sweaters for myself. Eventually I will do it. Then I have two Stitch Dictionary by Hitomi Shida, and there are Japanese Stitch dictionaries. And obviously I don't speak or read Japanese, a few words, but not enough to read this. But everything is charted. So you can still use it, and you can still give me inspiration of many projects. And this one is the same. It has a Stitch Dictionary, and it has wonderful designs, and it's charted. So I will be using for inspiration as well for my upcoming designs. Also, they have tutorials at the back for the stitches, but I'm sure some of them you can figure out even if you don't read Japanese, because everything has illustrations. But again, you won't be able to read. Well, I won't be able to read. I don't know about you. You might know Japanese. The next book is Sit Stitch Beyond Knit 1 Purl 1. I love Sit Stitch. In fact, the back of this will have be Sit Stitch, so it has some texture and it's not just plain for my throw pillow. But I had to get this. Again, it's a Stitch Dictionary, and it also has a couple of patterns. So it is good for designers, and it's also good for those that are not designers and just want to follow the patterns or have a few ideas for things that they can do with Sit Stitch. And you can see everything is in Sit Stitch, but with color work. And I think some of these motifs just look so gorgeous and beautiful and so different. And here you can see it has chart, and it also has the written instructions, which I love to have both, because depending on I can be crazy when I work, and sometimes I need the instructions to be written, sometimes I prefer charts anyway. And at the end you have a couple of patterns too, and this one is more with just the regular Sit Stitch that we all know in one color, and that's it, but still quite beautiful. And maybe we can have an inspiration from the stitches that is shown before this and adapt it ourselves. And then we have more of what this book is about, of the two color Sit Stitch in there. I haven't read it all yet. I haven't looked at it. I honestly just recently had it, but so far I'm really liking this book, and I hope to have some time to do it. And finally, yeah, I know, so many books, but I love books. I just love books, and especially knitting and crochet books. I just love them. So this is the other book I got. It's a dimensional tuck knitting, and it's basically almost like 3D, because it's puffy and they use cables, but it's not all braided like we are used with cables. They are almost all the time braided. This is a bit different. I've seen stitches like this before, but this is like only those stitches. And let me show you one of them so you can see what I mean. And here explains how the stitches work. Like, they are wrapped and how it's going to be squishy and they will go in this directions, and how the cable is work. And besides the chart, well, again, I love that it has the written instructions, so you can decide to use either one or both in combination. So let me grab another one. And also they also have some patterns. Some of them are quite peculiar, as this is a regular jumper or sweater, but only with that middle section work in the stitch that this book is featuring. But again, it's a really nice book. Here is a lovely cowl, again with the stitches from this book, and I think they almost look like those stitches, don't they, from the cover? If not, they're pretty similar. Maybe they're not the same. Either way, that's another book I got, again, for inspiration, to use the stick dictionary and so on. So let's go back to more yarn, and I got some Lion brand wool ease, and I have like two of them. They're just so massive, I don't want to bring them all, so I just wanted to show the colorways. And I will be making my next projects and patterns with these lovely colors. And then I got more of a cream. It's not really white, but it's of a cream, and more of a blue, kind of teal. You know I love teal, so I had to get that one too. And with this one, I have a work in progress. That is going to be a hat. It's going to be a Fair Isle hat. And here you can see what I have so far. It started as a way more ambitious Fair Isle project because it was going to be a bigger motif, say it. But then I realized that because of the stitches are so massive, they're really big. If I wanted to make different sizes for this, they won't translate really good in the other sizes. Either I'll have to cut the motif in an outward way, or it will be smaller or bigger, or either way, it wasn't going to work unless I decided to make only one size. And I really love to make different sizes, so if you wanted to knit for yourself, you have it, but maybe you want it for a family member. And the idea behind this one, since it's so simple and cute, is to have it like for the holidays, maybe for holiday cards, and have everyone wearing the same hat. Obviously different sizes, but you know what I mean, the same motif. And having them in different sizes was a must, so I changed the design a little bit, but I'm still really happy with it. Wow, let me know what you think about it. I think it's really, really cute. Then I got some knit pick yarns. Got 3 of them. Let me show you them together. These are smaller, so I can show them all 3 in one. They fit in my hand, not like the other one. I haven't decided yet what I was going to get. I just, as you can see, I love this kind of color. So, and they have a little bit of call it sparkle. I don't know if it's going to translate in. No, I think it's not. The camera is not picking up the little sparkles. But I will take pictures of it and post it on Instagram as always. And eventually I will decide what I make of this. So this will go to the stash. No, I don't have any project in mind yet for them. But let me see. They're 70% super fine, superwash merino wool with 25% nylon, 5% stellina. So it can be beautiful for many things. Maybe a shawl, since it has that sparkle. It's going to be very glittery. And it's the Knit Picks Stroll Glimmer. So anyway. And then I got neon crochet hooks. I got massive crochet hooks because I wanted to make some crochet with this too, not only knitting, but I haven't decided yet what. But I need the hooks to make anything, and they are huge. I got them off of Amazon, and I will leave the link below. And by the way, I will also leave the link for the blog post where I have everything linked up. I will have the yarn, I will have this pattern, I will have Amanda markers linked, pretty much anything, the books, anything that I can be linked. So if you can see, they are big, 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 big. And this is a 20mm hook. Then also comes a 12, 15, and 18mm. So you have a big variety. The biggest one being 20mm. So you can work with chunky yarn, super chunky yarn, or maybe held double of worsted, or either way. And it comes with the 4 hooks. This little pouch comes with it. And I didn't realize because I was just looking at the hooks, but it also came with this container and some, how do you call it? Yarn needles. There you go, yarn needles. And since the hooks are so big, these are big ones too, probably so you can use it with it. So I don't know if it's going to focus in it, but as you can see, the eye of this needle is quite big. So it's really nice, and for me, honestly, it was a surprise. I didn't I really, when I was buying it, I didn't realize it came with it, but hey, I'm not gonna complain. I have 2 more finished objects that I completely forgot about. I run to get them because I just forgot about it. I have them downstairs. I have a little mud room, and I have some of my hats and scarves and things like that to have ready when I'm running and it's cold, because here, you never know when it's going to get colder. And I made these boot cuffs, or they are also called boot toppers, which are supposed to mimic big socks, but instead of wearing very chunky socks that for some people might be comfortable, but maybe for others not, and you don't have to make it the whole thing, so they make for really small projects. You just put your pants, or you can wear it without pants too, and then you slide it in before you put your boots, and then you put your boots over a little part of it, and they become not only an ornament like style, but they also extend the length of your boot. So if you want to be cozy a little more, there you go. And this is a free pattern. Again, you can find it at craftytuts.com, and I will be linking it everything in the same blog post with all the show notes. And it's just a simple name. It's called Texture Boot Cuffs. Wasn't sure what to name it, so since they have a bit of textures, and that's why they are. So remember, they're free patterns, so make sure to check them out. And my final finished objects is my Fair Isle, is the new black. And I mentioned in my last episode, I showed the yarn that I was going to be working with. And the yarn, again, is from Knitpicks, and is the Hawthorne line. One of them is Hawthorne Multi, and the other one is Hawthorne Kettle Dye. And I will putting a few pictures of this because the camera is not picking up the colors really well. But it's a very, very simple Fair Isle hat, a very simple Fair Isle project, because it mostly has stripes, which means you don't have to color change in your work so much. And it has like stripes of color, and then it has the real Fair Isle section when you go alternating the colors in the same round, and then again has a couple of stripes, then again working the colors. So it makes it a bit easier if you're just starting with Fair Isle, and it gives you a rest if you're not used to working with the two colors in a same round, because Many people is easier to do the stripe because you just one color and then you change it in one color, but when you actually have to do so many stitches on one color, drop the yarn, grab the other one, it gets a little bit tricky, especially if you haven't done it before. So that's why I wanted to make it a really simple but still beautiful. Well, I mean, I think it's beautiful. You might not agree, who knows, but either way. And it has a chart and it also has the written instructions, so you can choose either one, and it comes with many sizes as well. As I mentioned just before, I liked to give you options. So again, you can make this for yourself or you can make it for kids, for toddlers. You have the option of what sizes, if any, altogether. Again, maybe you have, I have 2 daughters, so I can easily follow the pattern and make one for myself, which I did, but then I can use the other sizes, one for the baby and the other one for the toddler, and we can have similar hats. They don't have to be matchy. Maybe I'll use different colors, but we can have similar hats. And it makes really great gifts for Christmas or holidays, because this is not a big project, but well, I don't know, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I really love handmade items. I love to make I love to make handmade items to gift, and I love receiving them too. But either way, I think that is all. And yes, that is all I have for this episode. So I really hope you enjoyed it, and well, I see you in the next one. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe.